To track fuel gallons, you need to set up sub-accounts. If you already have an expense account for vehicles, you can add an account for fuel. Create a new expense account and select the vehicle account as the parent account. If you're tracking more than one type of fuel, create an account for all fuel first. Then create a sub-account for each type of fuel. In this example, we'll create a sub-account for IFTA reportable diesel, IFTA reportable gas, and non-IFTA reportable gas. Now our example has a fuel account with 3 sub-accounts. If you track fuel by state, you'll need to create some new classes. Create a parent class named State first. Then create a class for each state with the state class as the parent. Whenever you enter credit card charges, simply select the fuel type from the account list. Enter the gallons in the memo field. You'll use QODBC to import them into Access and total them. Then select the state as the class. If you download credit card charges, use QuickBooks Find feature to locate the fuel charges and update them with gallons and states. Next, create a fuel report. You can't total the gallons in QuickBooks, but it helps to confirm all the information was entered, like fuel type, gallons, and state. Scroll down to Custom Reports and Transaction Detail. You need to restrict the results to only the fuel account transactions. Select the account filter and scroll down to the fuel account. You might want to exchange name for source name. Name shows the customer and source name shows the vendor. Make sure all the gallons and states are filled in. Memorize the report so all you have to change is the date whenever you open it. Keep QuickBooks open. Open Microsoft Access and create a new blank database. Close the empty table. Click File, click Options, click Current Database, and select the radio button next to overlapping windows. Click OK that you have to reopen the database for the changes to take place. You can compact and repair to reopen if you want. Click Database Tools and open the Visual Basic Editor. Insert a new module and paste the procedure that imports the fuel records into Access. Name the module anything you like. Try to use a name that makes sense. Notice we use ThisCalendarQuarter as the transaction date macro. Copy the name of the function to use as a call statement. Paste the name of the function into the immediate window and press Enter. If you have the navigation pane set to view all Access objects, you'll see one new table and one new query. The query is a pass-through query. Open the query to see the SQL statement. Double-click the table to open it and scroll across to the end. The expense line memo field is the field that contains the fuel gallons. To create a fuel report, click Create and then Report Wizard. You should have only one table in this new database, so all you need to do is select fields. Make sure you include expense line memo, expense line class reference full name, and expense line account reference full name. Next, create 2 groups, one for state and one for fuel type. Expense line account reference full name stores the fuel type, and expense line class reference full name stores the state. Sort by any field you like. Date usually makes sense. Select a format. I'm using block. Change the name of the report to something other than the table name. You need to format the report better, but look at all the gallons that are separated by state and fuel type. Switch to Design View to fix up the formatting and total the gallons. Click Group and Sort to add footers to the states and fuel types. Click More and then change Without a Footer to With a Footer. Do this for each group. Fix up the formatting any way you like. Next, we need to add the gallons. Copy the expense line memo control and paste it in the expense line class reference full name footer. Open the controls property sheet and change the control source to sum and value. Now copy the control you just changed and paste it into the expense line account reference full name footer. Save the report and switch to Print Preview. Now the gallons are totaled by state and fuel type. The report needs more formatting to clearly show the states and fuel types, so switch back to Design View. Copy the expense line class reference full name control and paste it into the expense line class reference full name footer. Make it wide enough to read the state. Copy the expense line account reference full name field and paste it into the expense line class reference full name footer right before the expense line class reference full name control. Lasso the controls in the expense line class reference full name footer and change the font color and thickness to make the total stand out. Now copy the expense line account reference full name control and paste it into the expense line account reference full name footer. Reformat this footer in a different color than the other one to make it easier to differentiate. Save the form and switch to Print Preview. You can format and arrange the report any way you like. Print it out and save it in PDF format. For how to organize files like this, see my book The Link Principle, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. For how to use QODBC to update QuickBooks from Access, see my book Database Magic with QODBC. For more codes, tips, and tricks, visit my website vbquick.com.